giving us that rum energy. And I love it. and yeah, man, and I want some oil down right now. Name a dish that that you will recommend for first-time visitor if they travel to Grenada.
Grenada's national dish, as it is called something called oil down. And the oil itself and the dough of putting everything together is just as yum. Once you think of local ingredients, callaloo, that big green fleshy leaf, the breadfruit, the soft body of a breadfruit, and dumpling, which is handmade and knitted, and you kind of create a strong bread dumpling that goes into that. And then you have loads. Grenada is known as a spice island, so you have loads of spice. You have herbs and cinnamon. You could add a bit of nutmeg if you want to, and everything else. But key ingredients when it comes to an oil down is not just that. But if you want in your oil down, you have people could put various meat. Or you want something with a bit of salt and a bit of flavor, a bit of oil. So it can go everything from salted beef and pig snout to salt fish or salted cod. You put that with some chicken and some other stuff. But all that is packed in a pot with all the herbs. And a good and a very important herb that is needed there is turmeric. That beautiful yellow richness. And coconut milk. So once you get your carrots, your breadfruit, your yam, your dasheen, and you mix that up with all the herbs and seasoning and everything else, and you finish it off with some lovely turmeric and some coconut milk, and you simmer down that for about an hour or so, and you remove the cover, the flavor, the smell, the juices flowing out of that. That is on oil down, and that could be done anytime. And if you are a carnivalist like me and you know carnival time and you want energy to be partying all day, that will give you some energy. And if you know you want to drink a little bit of rum and so with that, your belly well lined and you support your system as you enjoy yourself. So the oil down is a national dish that is, whenever you make a trip to Grenada, definitely one of the things to do.
I'm sure anybody that's listening now, anybody that's going to be tuning in at a later date, where now they're going to go look for some oil down. With Grenada, you have Carnival, but you lot will call it Jab Jab.
Yep.
What's it called?
Yes, as I mentioned earlier on, Grenada soca music and jab jabbers or jab music as it's called has risen in the last 10 years. And the Juve, which is the morning of the carnival, normally the Monday morning of a weekend, because Grenada Carnival is in the summer, but it goes through the similar rollout of like most carnivals, whether it's in Trinidad or Antigua or Barbados or so forth, where you have the weekend build up to the Monday and Tuesday of Carnival. And that Monday morning is Juve. And there's several stories of that. The depict of people in black, not just black, but covered in black oil, mainly oil. The oil shine, I know it's a crazy thing, but we cover in oil. You're dragging trains, you're pulling all sort of stuff, and you start from about 4 o'clock in the morning and you hit the road and it's still dark. And you could hear conch shell blowing, drums beating, people chanting, chain dragging, and the jab are ready to hit the road. Whether they singing songs on politicians, singing songs on humor, making up stuff. And that is mixed with the DJs and the music. So Carnival and Juve and Jab is something that is well known out of the Isle of Spice. In fact, I have my little complimentary Jab hat here. And if you know Jab, you know this at the moment is red, green, and gold, which is the national colors of Grenada. But if I'm playing mass, it'll all be black, because black is the representation. And the story of Jab has the history of Jab have many stories. The freedom from the plantation, entertainment for slave masters, Jab as in devil or evil spirit. So there's a lot of backstory on the Jab, but over the years it's become a focus of part of the carnival celebrations, and not just the fact that it's been there for years and years, but so much so that the music mixed in with the art form and the playing or being part of the carnival has grown its profile. So Grenada and Jab Jab has become a bit of an article, an item.
I'm hearing you, boy. And definitely, if you're starting from nighttime to dusk till dawn, you need some oil down. Yeah, from what you're saying. Huh?
I say, yeah, so you got to do that. You got to need the oil down to give you the energy.
Of course. Like, boom, after this, I need to go look back at the oil down recipe and go make myself some oil down, boy.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
3 interesting places that you would advise a traveler to go to in Grenada.
First thing first, when you get to Grenada as a traveler, enjoy the warm weather and enjoy the beaches. There's like 385 beach. You pretty much have a beach for every day in Grenada. So there are lots of beaches. Small, you have white sand beaches, black sand beaches. Grenada has is very volcanic, so you have some of the black sand beaches as well as white sand beaches. Based on the time of the year you go, you have the leatherback turtles. In the early part of the year, you have the leatherback turtles coming to lay on the Rivera beach up in the north of the island. That is quite a beautiful sight to see these massive turtles come ashore and lay and so forth. It's a conservation area, so it's well looked after. So that's one thing to do in terms of beaches and swimming and all the sports. And once you start moving into the rainforest and enjoying the beauty of the volcanic landscape and the rainforest, you could drive up into the mountains where all the plantations are, and you look at cocoa, nutmeg or organic cocoa and chocolate in Grenada is growing massively. We have a large range of cocoa plantations all over the island, and these various plantations are contributing to quite a craft of various organic shops, of naturally grown coffee shops and cocoa shops, where you could get your beautiful chocolate made fresh on there, and you could go through the experience of understanding how cocoa comes from the pod into the bar and even take some away with you, as well as rum. Grenada has one of the oldest distilleries in the Caribbean, the River Antoine Rum Distillery. It's like over 180 something years old. You go through the process that was done 100 and something years ago, where the cane was grind, it was boiled, it was moved from one vat to the other, sits there for about, I don't know, a few weeks, like naturally ferments. So there's nothing added to it. So it just naturally ferments, and that it looks messy, it smells horrible, but when it is boiled and the vapor rises and then condense back into liquid, you get a beautiful, sweet, fragrant, but punchy organic rum. So the rum distilleries, the waterfalls, there's so many things to talk about or say to do in Grenada that when you said tree, there is no way I could have mentioned tree. You all kind of roll into one.